Welcome to Caribbean Dream. I'm your host, Tiana Colbert, and today I have the privilege of speaking to celebrity publicist to the stars, Miss Yvette Noel Schure, hailing from the beautiful island of Grenada. This is her Caribbean Dream.
In my case now, with let's say like an artist like Beyoncé, you can also, and she cleverly so uses her own sort of distribution of her narrative. Graduating from high school or college or getting our first job or having our first baby or getting married. Every time there was a highlight in our lives, it was when she got depressed the most. They tried to bury us, but they forgot that we were seeds. Grenada feeds my soul. It feeds my soul. It feeds my heart. I'm not a fish out of water in Grenada. Hey! Oh. How you doing?
I'm great.
Good.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. Come. Let me show you around. It's so good to see you. So nice to see you.
Great to see you too.
Did you have a good travel here?
I did. I was so excited to come.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I always love when people come to the house and they see it for the first time, because on the outside of the house it just kind of looks like a little barn. But
I noticed that.
It has so much history for us, and it's just a really special place. And this is like my favorite place to stand, because my favorite movie is The Sound of Music.
Oh.
And I told my husband he has to build me the Sound of Music staircase. So this is my Sound of Music staircase.
Oh, I love it.
So this is where like my kids used to perform and their friends used to perform. And
so it's like a little stage.
It's like a little stage. You know, I don't know if you know the movie, but there's a scene in the movie where the kids are trying not to go to bed. You know, and
I remember that scene.
I hate to go. So this is my Sound of Music staircase. Yeah. So I'm going to show you this house. Awesome. So let's go. I'm going to show you a few little things that just mean the world to me and my family. You know, I travel so much. I've always said to my husband, we need to create a home that, like, I feel like I'm coming home to a hotel, but except it's our home. So I love photographs, and I wanted to show you. Obviously, you have to have your Oprah magazine, right? But this area of my house is what I see every day, and it's really about family and my grandma and my grandfather, of course my husband and I. Our daughter just graduated, so we're showing off a little bit. We're proud. And the next generation, you know, our granddaughter and the prince, you know, our only son. So I like to stop here and just kind of take in the blessings of where we've been and where we're going.
How far you've come.
With the next generation. And I mean, I think what you'll notice in my house is there's just photos everywhere. It's just photos everywhere. Again, that little girl came and sort of took over. When I come up to go into my upstairs, which we sort of designated as belonging to me and my husband.
Your sanctuary.
My sanctuary. Oh my God, my sanctuary. That's right. I like to pave my path with what I call my angels, and you know, on this little area here, you know, it's my grandchild, and so they're here and alive, and thank God. But here at the end, a picture of my mom and my friend Yosra, who passed away, and it's just a nice sort of, I feel like I'm floating when I'm going up the stairs. And this photo, of course, is giving me a little pride, because yeah, it's I got my honorary doctorate.
And when was that?
This was like last May from St. Peter's University in Jersey City.
You got a doctorate in what?
It's a doctorate in humane letters. Yeah, and I've been sort of serving the school for the last 10 to 15 years in their communications department, sort of giving back. It's a school that is rich with people who look like me and sound like me, immigrants, and from all over, from the Caribbean, from South America, from Europe, A lot of them are first generation to go to college.
Wow.
And so I go and I speak to the classes, and out of the blue they asked me to do the commencement address, and I was happy to do that. And then they said,
such an honor.
Yes, and they were like, we're giving you a doctorate. I was like, oh my Lord, all of Grenada are gonna be happy. Yes, so proud moment for me and my family. Yeah, so let's go upstairs.
Let's go.
Right, I'll show you the sanctuary.
Let's see it.
All right, awesome.
This episode of Caribbean Dream is brought to you by Pure Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean.
You know, you have to remind people that you're in love.
Beautiful picture. Is that your wedding night?
That is actually someone else's wedding. We went to someone's wedding, and I like to go to weddings because a lot of our young friends use us as a little bit of a, you know, goals, and I like that because we've been together for 40 years. You know, so
that's a long time. That's almost a golden anniversary.
I got the doctorate. I'm so excited about that. So
Gorgeous.
excited. Yeah.
Beautifully framed.
My husband. It came from the college. It was all broken
and
up.
And he framed it himself?
No. He picked the frame, and he ordered them to do it the way he likes, because he's very much an artist, and he wanted it to look really good. So, yeah, so this is kind of like where I put my feet up. Actually, my kids are not allowed to put their feet up on this one, but they can put their feet up on that one. Yeah, and my little wall of fame and family. So
lots
of
of
the
awards. What are these?
A number of these are from the music industry. I got this one from Columbia Records. I spent 17 years with them, and they gave me an award when I was leaving. Billboard, I was one of 5 or 6 women in music on the publicity side, and yeah, just, you know.
What a great achievement.
Yeah, and then little things that this harks back to my days as a journalist when people weren't typing on computers.
You used typewriters.
Typewriters, yeah. So I tried to collect them, and I couldn't find one for a little while, and then a former work colleague gave me his that someone had given him as a gift. And then just little things that I pick up on my trips to Africa. I really believe a home comes together based on your experiences. Like when you know, if you go into like a furniture store and you say, I want everything, to me, that's not giving enough time. Yeah, not enough meaning. Like, I feel like you have to sort of look around and see what you like, and then, yeah. So
everything here tells a huge story.
It tells a story. I think, you know, and even if, you know, like my collection of books, they're not just, you know, like David Bowie was after Bob Marley, David Bowie was my favorite artist. And all around my house, you'll find something about David Bowie.
I noticed.
Yeah, and of course, I'm going to try not to cry when I show you this book. Jesus, Yvette. Prince. I worked with Prince until he passed away, and Afshin was his photographer. He's Yara Shahidi's dad, and he put this book together. Beyoncé actually did the foreword for this book, so it really means a lot to me because I love Prince, I love Beyoncé, I love Afshin, and all their names. It just means a lot. It means a lot to me, so this is very special. It's just right here, Yeah, and then some art books and so on. This is a really great photographer, Cliff Watts, and he did that book. Yeah, so just things have to mean something. So I want to show you this corner that kind of, well, I think by now you realize everything means something in my house. Everything means something in my house. There's another David Bowie thing here. Photos again. This is, okay, so these are my 3 children, and I refuse to change anything about this photograph because it was when they were children. These 2 are 9 years apart, and then these 2 are 3 years apart. So he was an only child for a really long time. And I'm sure I'm going to get into this a little bit more to tell you that we've had to rebuild our house because we had a fire. And this photo got sort of damaged in the fire, and I never got it changed. I just kind of liked it, and my daughter Mika is like, well, how come you didn't change it, because she's all destroyed in this picture, but I just really love it. But I leave it here because it sort of leads to what really, a lot of people just buy a lot of art, and I do buy art, but this is what really means everything to me.
I've never seen so many pictures in
Oh
one spot.
It's this is my family tree. And you know, we are a multi-ethnic family, and it's all has to be represented. My husband, his parents are back there. Of course, my little piece in Caribbean life. We have to promote Caribbean life, and just, you know, meeting our forever first lady, our 25th anniversary wedding, my husband's mom and his niece, just the children when they were really seriously babies, my sisters. In the world that I work, you can get lost in a world that is not yours. Because my job is to execute someone else's plan, to make sure someone else's dream is realized. Well, my dream is right here.
It keeps you in touch.
It keeps me in
that part of
touch
yourself.
with my family, with my heritage, with why I work. On days when you just feel like you don't want to get up, I said, this is why I wake up. This is, you know, this is what my children know. And it's really important, and they need to know every part of their family. And these have been here. Some of them were destroyed in our fire, but I went back and I got little frames, and you know.
What's this card right here?
I keep every thank you card that people ever give me. I have boxes and boxes of them. And this came from a girl that I used to work with. Her name is Chelsea. She used to work with us at Parkwood, Beyonce's company, and she left. And we had such a really profound sort of human connection, and she gave me this, and I just really love it. Aww. She said, it's people like you that make the human experience so rich and impactful.
Wow, that is so deep.
So I keep it. And the sun is going to destroy it at some point, so I'm taking a picture of it so I have it on my cloud.
You have such a wonderful effect on people. That card says it all.
I just try, you know, I mean, because people have effect on me. And this, my mom passed away in 2016, and this was her cross that she held in the nursing home where she was. And after
she held it.
Yeah, she always had it. She had it in her bed. She had it. It was something that was, because she was very Catholic, and she always had a rosary, but at the end she really loved this cross. And so I gave the undertaker the cross, and then at the end of the ceremonies he said, you should have the cross. And my aunts were like, you can't give the lady a cross to go in the coffin with, because that is giving her too much to bear when she go on the other side. So now I have it. So that's my mom's cross. Yeah.
What was it like to meet the First Lady?
Special. Actually, this photo was taken on the eve of President Barack Obama's first inauguration, and that was at the Lincoln Memorial, and Beyoncé was performing. And I wasn't supposed to be anywhere close to that, but when they were forming the line for her to say hello to the Obamas, I got caught. And the Secret Service, which you have as soon as you start campaigning, was basically saying no one can move. And so I couldn't move, and I was just stuck there. And then she just reached her hand out and, you know, shook my hand. I was like, oh. Yeah, and so we took a photo. I have a few photos with her now because she's genuinely an incredible woman. Yeah, that's my wall of fame starring my family and people that mean something to me. Yeah, so I can't wait for you to see my favorite room in the house. Actually, my favorite room in the house is my kitchen. But one of my favorite rooms. Yeah.
This episode of Caribbean Dream is brought to you by Silver Sands Grenada.
So,
Ooh.
this is our bedroom, and it's more than a bedroom. It's really a place of reflecting, and you know, now we're empty nesters. Milan just graduated, our youngest, from college. So,
where'd she go?
She went to Boston University, and so now she's home, I guess, for a couple of months, so she sort of figures out her life. But we're really empty nesters, so we had to make it right for us. right for us, you know, with the colors we want.
Yes, this is a really nice calm color.
Thank you. That was David. That's, you know, like
Did he design this whole room himself?
Everything, the whole house, the entire house. I go to Bed Bath & Beyond, Home Goods, you know, Bloomingdale's, and I get like pillows and stuff like that. But everything else, he just has a really good, just a good eye, I guess.
And what size bed is this?
It's
this like
king.
an extra large king size bed.
Extra large king size bed, but it's not a California king. It's just like a regular king. It's a regular king. Yeah.
I love the symmetry too, the lamps.
You know, that comes like with a lot of trial and error. Lots and lots of trial and error. And just like, you know, the little things that we sort of pick up.
I noticed you have more than one fireplace.
Yeah,
I
think
fireplaces.
We have 3. You know what's funny? We have these 3 fireplaces, and I think we probably turn them on once because after the fire, you just get kind of so
understood.
Yeah, so I have the candles there, and every once in a while I'll put the candles on, but I'm still sort of afraid to turn the fire on. It's just it's a real scary thing for me. And again, you know, photos, lots and lots of photos.
So who's that in that picture?
So
your daughter?
This is my granddaughter. She's 6 now, so she must have been like 3 here. And this is my little cousin, my godchild. And Milan, my youngest, when she was probably 10. I think this was in Bermuda.
Beautiful hair.
And then our son, Michael, and that's Mika. And actually, this picture means a lot because it's my godchild, my daughter, and my other godchild, and they were at our 25th wedding anniversary wedding. We redid our wedding in the same church. Same church, same priest, everything.
So every anniversary you guys do like a reenactment of your first wedding?
No, we celebrate for sure, but we did the 25th, and we're coming up on, we're about to be married 30, this is 2019, I think we're about to be married 37 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 37 years.
That's very impressive.
Yeah. So I think we're going to wait for 40. I think we're going to wait for 40. But we've been together this is our 40th year together.
And what's this piece right here?
So this, you know, it's really just about the colors. I found this at I think like a Home Goods or something.
Really?
It reminded me of the cloths of West Africa.
I noticed that too.
Yeah, but it's really not fabric, but I just liked it. So it's funny, we were talking today that I need to replace all of these kinds of things with David's artwork because he paints. So it's time to actually send that to the burial ground because I'm going to put a piece that David painted up here soon.
Does he do murals?
He does a combination of lots of, he does portraits, he does pencil drawings, he does oil, so I think it's time to start showing off my husband's work. You know, people collect Matisse and this and that. I collect a David Schure. You know, so yeah. So let me show you what is, I think it's my favorite.
In the whole house?
Well, the kitchen remains my favorite.
You can have more than one favorite.
You can have more than one favorite. So this place, it means a lot. It's my closet.
Ooh, walk-in closet.
And
oh wow, look at this.
I dance in here a lot.
I love the centerpiece.
Oh, thank you.
Very luxurious.
Yeah, it's where I kind of sit and listen to music and things like that. And I like to sit with friends. Sit with me. I love to just sit in my closet and I'll tell you a little story about this closet. So when the fire happened, it happened in my old closet. The electrical fault was in the wall in the closet.
Wow.
And so when we rebuilt, my husband said that he would build me the closet of my dreams. But it's not about clothes, and it's not about owning things. It's about rebuilding and coming up from the ashes and giving me a place where I could nest, as he calls it. So I'm always in here, my little writing desk. And something that's really special about it, it allows me, this is the quiet place in the house that I can go through my grieving process.
I noticed.
Because losing my mom was very difficult for me. And so I showed you my angel walk.
Yes.
I keep my angels really close to me in my closet, so I'll show you. Amongst the bags and all that stuff, this is the shelf that means the most to me. And in fact, I'm actually going to do this like sort of DNA kind of thing.
Oh, wow, I wanted to try those.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that.
You're going to find out who your ancestors are.
Well, because, you know, Caribbean people are so, they just have so much history. You know, there are Asians, particularly Chinese in the Caribbean. There are Caucasians in the Caribbean, obviously Africans, Indians. And my family look so different. And I kind of just want to know, like, where did they come from, you know? So I'm going to do that. But these are the people that sort of meant the most to me, and they've left me.
And what's this picture?
This is the picture of me and my aunt, and she died 5 months after my mom.
Oh, that's so close.
But she took really good care of us because my mom was always very sick. My mom had bipolar, which is a thing that Caribbean people don't really want to discuss. But she was always so brave in trying to shield us when she knew my mom was getting sick.
Oh.
And she'd say, "Come to my house now. Come and stay with me. Stay with me." And then she would take my mom to the hospital so that we don't have to see the
I can see she played a huge role in her life.
Huge role. In fact, we call her Mommy Castle because all her kids called her Mommy, and her name was Castle. And we were like, we can't call her Auntie Castle because she was so much like a mommy. And so, yeah, that's her, my mommy, my daddy, and my uncle, who really was a good man, and these Grenadian angels. And except for her, my friends always say to me, why don't you have real photos of them? Why do you have their obituaries, their death programs? But I really believe that, I believe in the poem, The Dash. And it says that there's a birth date and the day that you die. But the life you live, the consequence of it, and everything that matters in your life is in the dash. The dash. All of the years are in the dash. So I keep these here to just remind me that their lives mattered. It wasn't about the end date. It was about everything else that was in between. And
this is such a powerful exhibit right here.
you know, a lot of people have an altar. And I think in a way,
This is your altar.
this is my altar. Because I really believe that these poor people, and a lot more, other aunts, other uncles, woke up every single day and said that I'm doing this for Yvette and Marva and Yvonne and Trevor and Denzel and Curl, my brothers and sisters, and
Now you're here
I'm
because
here.
of them.
I'm here. I'm here because of them, and I'm here in spite of some of the things they couldn't do because of my mom's illness. All the dreams she had for all of us, she couldn't be a part of it. And even when we all started doing well in life, whether it's graduating from high school or college or getting our first job or having our first baby or getting married, every time there was a highlight in our lives, it was when she got depressed the most. And it was when we didn't have her. And it forced me to just work extra hard so that the next time I see her and she's well, I could present so much more to her and say, Mommy, this is what you missed, but this is what you prepared me for. I'm so sorry. But this is, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that with me. It means the world to me.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. Yeah, but yeah, that's, you know, people see it as a closet, but it's really, it's my place to be with my angels. I went to New Orleans a couple of years ago, and someone took me to a gallery that this young brother has. Oh, gosh, I'm so mad at myself that I can't think of his name. But he has all these like self-fulfilling prophecies as art. Things like they tried to bury us, but they forgot that we were seeds. Ooh!
Oh, I like that.
Think about that. And then he has something where he says, I am my ancestors' wildest dream. And when I look at that,
You feel it.
I feel
in
it.
your bones.
I feel it. I feel it. I know it. I know it. Every time something good happens, I'm like, we did it. We did it. Because I know they would be rejoicing. When I was doing the commencement address, I swear to you, I felt like for a moment I drifted because my father took a seat. I swear, for a minute, I was saying, you've got to do this, and you've got to do this, and life is not going to come your way unless you work hard for it. And then I was like, okay, Daddy, okay, I see you. Like, I felt he was like, yes, this is my daughter. Yeah, so, yeah. And then, I mean, we can't even talk about what that nonsense is. You know, like, some people have addiction, you know.
Sounds like you had a huge transformation after your fire.
I
So
did.
everything means something a little differently now. So you were saying that even the shoes that you love, the materialistic stuff is not nearly as important to you as, you know, the things that have memories attached to them.
Exactly.
And experiences behind them.
Well, you know, I think we have to go through something to become who we were meant to be.
That is very
And
true.
I always felt that I was a good person. Like I always tell people, I always knew Grenada was special. Like I'm not that person who woke up at 30 years old and said, oh my gosh, I grew up on this really nice island. No, I was 13 and I said, I'm on a really nice island, you know? But I feel like even with everything my ancestors gave me and learning to count and to treat people well from my grandfather's shop and all those things, I still felt that I was getting caught up. You know, I wasn't sleeping enough. I was burning the candles. I had the children. I had my husband. I had my family to take care of. I had this and that. And then you have this sort of unrealistic view of what how the world sees you. And you have to have this suit or this dress to be treated properly or this or that or that. And then I remember the night before the fire, I sat on the sofa and I said to my husband, I feel like we're in a rut.
A rut?
Yeah, I was just like, we're in a rut.
Why did you feel that way?
I don't know. There was just this pressure that was just surrounding me. And it frightened me a little bit. I was like, ooh, what's going on? And the next day we had the fire. And then everything that was the status symbol that I was holding on to because I worked at a big record label and you have to look a certain way, burnt.
It's like you were sensing that something was coming.
It was a cleansing that was coming. Everything burned. Every piece of clothes I owned, every shoe, my passport,
Passport?
Bag, the passports were up in the closet. Everything burnt. And then suddenly, I got to tap into the kindness of strangers, people who live around here that I didn't know, who came to our rescue. Our neighbor's daughter, she came down on the lawn. We were sitting there on that cold October night, and she just looked me up and down like that. And then she went back to her house, and when she came, she had 3 pairs of jeans.
Oh
and she said, I think one of those will fit you. Now, I don't know if you know anything about Grenadians, but don't bring me your rubbish. No, that is the first thing we would say. I was like, give it all to me. Your mind changes when you're in that position. You know, when I had to walk into Walmart and go down and say, where's the hens? Where's the hens? Let me get a pack of panties, a pack. Because that's all you have on you is what you have on you. And can a Grenadian girl with family all over Brooklyn truly feel homeless? No, My aunts and my uncles would never let that happen. Bring yourself to Brooklyn, girl. What you doing? But this was my home. This was what I worked for. So I refused to leave. So the neighbors took our daughters, and David and I sat on the staircase, just waiting and waiting. And then we saw a flashlight, and it was our realtor. And she said, I heard about the fire. There's a house on the other side that was up for sale, and it won't sell. The owners live in China. It's a strange hour now, but I will send them a message, and I'll ask them to see if they will take it off the market for about a year and have you rent it. 3 days later, we were moving into that house.
Wow.
Without a check, without any of those things. Because I think with the fire came all this chaos, but it also brought so many blessings.
That is a
A
blessing.
family in China that didn't know any of us said, go into my house and we'll wait till your insurance check comes. And like,
You got your angels looking out for
got
you.
my angels, wore a lot of people's clothes for a long time.
Wow.
And it was okay because, you know, some of it was Kelly Rowland's clothes and Beyoncé's clothes and Michelle's clothes. So it was like, it's not bad, you know. But you learn to pray differently. You learn to eat differently, meaning your hunger it never goes away after that. Because you've got to get up from those ashes. And you have to get off from that grief of losing things. And then when you get over that, you have to realize that the things you're grieving are mostly material. So you have to learn to not do that, you know. So it was a whole process for all of us. And still remain wife number one, mother number one, publicist number one, for everybody else in the middle of you falling apart. And finally I said, I'm not faking it anymore. I'm falling apart. I look emaciated because I had lost so much weight. I am feeling crazy, and I'm just gonna shut it down. Just gonna take some time and grieve this and not be so quick to run into a store and buy things. Just let things happen. And so everything you see came after a period of time when I could say to myself that I'm worthy to have this because I worked for it. And I'm not accumulating it to impress anybody. I am getting this because it means something, which is why when I talk to you and I say to you, this means that means, it really does. It really does, because I had to rebuild, we had to rebuild with a vengeance. So with all of that, the rebuilding and, you know, what a material things, all of that, the bottom line is we're standing back here because I'm a shoe addict. I built, and they, you know.
How many shelves do we have here? 1, 2, 3,
Too many?
4.
Like a little too many. Yeah, and we also have trophy ones that are just terrible, like this one.
Trophy ones?
Well,
what do you mean trophy ones?
Because they really hurt.
So it feels like you have trophies on your feet.
Yeah, they really hurt.
So why do you like them?
Because I love them, and I wore them once, and I will never wear them again. And but they're nice. They're really, really nice.
Does it remind you of like a special memory that you wore them to?
It reminded me of someone's kindness because I loved it so much, and I sent them a note and said that I wanted to purchase it and I have a discount with this company. And then it came to my office, and she said, "This is for you. You deserve those shoes." But then they hurt me, so I just keep them. But do you like shoes?
I do.
I mean, a woman could never have enough shoes.
You can't.
All right. You have to have a shoe for every outfit, for every occasion, and for every time you get angry, you have to like have a shoe. And then, are you married?
I am not.
Are you in a relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So I have to teach you about making sure those shoes get hidden for a minute.
Oh.
So you get some that kind of look the same, so that when they come in, they think it's the same shoe, but you can kind of replace it with a new one. And he's like, "Where'd you get those?" Oh, these old things. Oh my goodness, they've been here. Yeah, I have a little problem with shoes, but it's all good. It's all good. Yeah.
This episode of Caribbean Dream is brought to you by Dasani. Hydrate your body, hydrate your mind.
So what's this flag right here?
Oh, girl, that's a spice flag. Grenada. I take it everywhere I go. Like I have flags everywhere. I have them in drawers. I have them in my bags.
Where did you get it?
I think I got this one in Grenada. I think when I went home for independence, I got this.
What day is Independence in Grenada?
It's February 7th. February 7th. And, this is us. This says everything about us. The nutmeg, the star, the sun, the colors, the green for our vegetation, the agriculture, people that we are, red for the blood that's been shed. We're revolutionaries, and it's who I am. If you spend 2 minutes with me, I'm Grenadian. It's just a very important place in the world for me. I've become very much a part of promoting Grenada in a real way. And it just means everything. It means everything. I embarrass my children when they're graduating because I'm flying the flag during their graduation. Yeah, it's. I think we all have to have some sort of nationalistic
pride for where you come from.
Exactly.
Remembering.
Yeah, I mean, you said your family is from the Bahamas.
Yeah.
I bet you've seen that. Like, I think.
Oh yes.
It's the blue with the yeah. Oh, this is the other thing. Caribbean children had to know what the other flags looked like.
Really?
Because we had to learn about the region. Yeah, that was very important. Yeah. So this is my, and it's right next to my mommy and next to the drum from Burundi, where we do some.
Where's Burundi?
Burundi is in East Africa, and through Beyonce's Be Good initiative, I've gone there a couple of times with my work colleague and really dear friend Ivy McGregor to bring water, to dig wells. Yeah, so I bring back a little something from Burundi, and it reminds me of the children that I met there and the need for them. Every time I don't finish a bottle of water, before I throw it out, I think of them. Yeah. But my little corner. This is the corners of my universe.
What's this photograph right here?
Oh my gosh. So I teach. The Grenada flag is in the background. I teach. I don't want to say like I'm a professor, but I go in and I do a lecture every spring in Valencia, Spain, at Berkeley College of Music.
You travel a lot.
I do. And this young lady, Sofiko, is from Russia, and she came up to me and she said that she was a huge Beyoncé fan, but then she started looking at the people around Beyoncé, and she was looking for why there was so much longevity around Beyoncé, and she found me as one of the people that's been around there, and she said, then I started studying you, and when she found out that I was coming to speak on the campus, everybody was teasing her because she had gone shopping trying to figure out what she's going to wear the first day I came into the class.
She wanted to look nice for you,
yeah,
make a good impression.
Yeah, and then I dressed that I wanted to wear. It didn't quite work out, so I went into a store in Valencia the day before I went to school.
And you ran into her.
And she was in the store. So now we're little buddies. She's a very cool girl.
That
she
is
just
such a
went
cute
back to
story.
Russia. Yeah, it's very cool.
So finally, we're at your kitchen.
Another favorite. I know I said every room is my favorite, right? But I really like this. Again, keeping in the story of the fire, this was like an old garage that we never really used. We stored things in here. And it's funny because anything that was saved from the house was in here, because it was, the fire just never got to this part. And so my husband decided he wanted to turn it into the kitchen. So.
He also helped design this.
Everything. Everything. I mean, is this his interview? Because I've talked about him so much. Yeah, but he really, yes, I usually...
Why is this your favorite room?
Well,
one of your favorite rooms?
I think, first of all, I mean, which Caribbean woman doesn't like her kitchen, right? Because it's where you really, other than the squeezy hugs and the saliva-filled spitty kisses that you plant on your children that get on their nerves, the thing where we show the most love for our families in the kitchen. Every single thing you cook is with love. Every ingredient is cut up just right. Every piece of vegetable you cut reminds you of the farming history of your family, you know, and I love that. I love that. And I have parties here all the time. Nobody goes anywhere else. Sometimes I have 60 people in the kitchen. All my cousins are in the kitchen because it's where the love happens.
And you're from the Spice Island, so you must
Yes.
have a lot of flavor in your food.
A lot of flavor.
So I guess you've taken a lot of recipes that you got from home and you brought them to your own
yeah.
kitchen. Like what, for example?
Rice and peas. You know, in the U.S. they call it peas and rice, rice and beans. But in Grenada, it's rice and peas. And the pea is the pigeon pea, and it's the hard, dry one. And I soak it overnight with garlic pods and all of that.
What's the secret ingredient in that?
For me, it's a Scotch bonnet pepper. It's did I say that right? Scotch bonnet pepper, and it's you wait till you put your coconut and all of that in your rice, and then just as it's about to boil down, you put the open pepper at the top of it, and the pepper. The heat and the steam pops the pepper, but the seeds stay in, so you just get that flavor. Wow. And then you have to quickly go in there and grab that pepper out, and then the whole thing just has like this cheesy pepper coconut kind of. Yeah, so I like that.
How did you learn how to make that?
Watching, and watching. Nosy little girl, sit down watching.
Who?
Yeah, my aunt Helen. She was the chef in the family. So I watched her cook, and then I actually learned to cook something that I no longer eat because I don't do dairy.
And what made you make that change?
Asthma. I had asthma, and I had to give up certain things. But I make this Caribbean girl make the baddest mac and cheese in the world, and I can't eat it.
We do, don't we?
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. But I'm like, every time I gotta make it for my kids, I'm like, oh, you know, yeah. But and then I like to be in my kitchen, just sort of refreshing my system with coconut water, which is what I grew up on. And
is that what's this right
that's
here?
what I poured for you, girlfriend. I'll give you a little bit more.
Thank you.
And it's just not coconut water like coconut water. It's coconut water in a Caribbean glass.
Cheers.
To all the flowers and florals and faunas from the Caribbean.
And where'd you get the glass?
I bought those here. I don't remember which store, but it just reminded me of my grandmother. When I give that to my friends when they come, or even my really crazy cousins who live in Brooklyn, they said, "Where the rum? What's a little rum in that?" But yeah, it's fun. Do you like coconut water?
I do. It's very healthy.
It's very healthy, and as a kid growing up in Grenada, my dream was to scale a coconut tree.
And that's like to shave it?
No, to actually climb it.
Oh, climb it.
Yeah, because the boys are so good at it because they sort of, you go up and then you bring your legs up, and you go up and you bring your legs up. But the girls can't do that because we were never allowed to really wear pants. So you were always in skirts, so you can't do it. So my dream was to find a coconut tree I can scale.
Did you?
Yes, but it wasn't a tall one. They have these dwarfed coconut trees and it bends, so it's like, I found my coconut tree! Yeah, but it's just, I love our history. I mean,
what's like the national Caribbean dish for Grenada?
Grenada.
The dish.
Not just the Caribbean, but my Spice Island of Grenada. Oil down.
Oil down.
Oil down.
What
Oil
is
down.
that?
The key ingredient in oil down is breadfruit, which is a big starch. It's kind of like round and it's sort of hairy and and you cut it and it has a stem and it's sort of bready. So how you make the oil down is kind of like how you make lasagna, in that you're layering many, many ingredients. But the key to it is whatever meats you want. I don't do a lot of meats. I for a long time I was vegan, so I force people to make it with no meat. But you start out with coconut and callaloo, which is kind of like a spinach a little bit. And then you have your breadfruit, you layer it. You could do all kinds of other vegetables, especially people that eat a lot of vegetables do like green bananas and things like that. but don't trust anybody who makes an oil down for you that doesn't have breadfruit, because breadfruit is the thing that really makes. In fact, wait, come, let me show you this, because I have my exotic fruits always here, but this is a breadfruit, and I believe
I've never seen it before.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing, and a true Caribbean person knows to treat the breadfruit with love, and it has many ways you can have it. Oil down being the #1 for Grenada, but people around Jamaica and other places also roast it, and we do too. You roast it, you cut it up, you fry it, you put some saltfish on it, maybe you throw a little ackee on there if you're in Jamaica.
Yeah.
It is, and it's the perfect fruit. It has enough fruit. Well, I guess you could call it the fruit because it does have little seeds in the middle, but it has, it's a starch, and it has enough fiber, and it kind of picks up the taste of anything you cook with it. So you could do curry, you could do a stew, you can fry it, you can do like a French fry, you know.
Really?
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible.
So since you're from Grenada, what does nutmeg mean to you?
Everything. It means my family's fortune.
Really? Tell me a little bit about that.
When I was growing up, my grandfather made his money from having his supermarket and also being the guy that had a lot of gardens, lands, where he had nutmegs, cocoa, and bananas. Those are the 3 chief products of Grenada. And back then, they were shipping all of those to England. So they made, Caribbean people, and especially Grenadian farmers, made a lot of money. It's changed a little bit now. Tourism is taking over a little bit more. We've got to get back to the agrarian society, because that is what sustains us for a lifetime. But nutmeg is the perfect spice. It is the one that sent us to school. It is the one that Papa made his money so he could pay our school fees.
Wow.
It is the one product that made him like a pretty self-sustainable man.
So your foundation is built on nutmeg.
Oh yes, I am a nutmeg princess. Oh yeah, it's about the nutmeg. It's and then what it means. You know, you can get the oils of the nutmeg in pretty much everything, in perfumes, and the mace you can put in spices and so on. Like it's, I mean, it's just, it's everything. It's everything. It's everything to me, and I just feel that the Caribbean, not just Grenada, need to get back to the soil. In Grenada, we talk about women being the daughters of the soil. I'm a proud daughter of the soil.
I love that.
I think we go back to eating the way our grandparents used to. I think we'll be healthier. Yeah, but nutmegs and everything. Nutmegs and everything. Yeah.
This episode of Caribbean Dream is brought to you by Flow.
And what's with the banana right here? Not a lot of fruit in the bowl.
Not a lot of fruit in the bowl because, you know, look at me changing it. I'm going to give you back your right glass, you know. So I was traveling, and my bowl is usually very, very full with mangoes and all kinds of things and avocados and stuff. But I'm happy to come home because my husband, this is my little treat that he makes for me almost every night. He fries up a plantain. So this one is the plantain. Yeah, this one is the plantain and this one is the banana.
Okay.
So quick little story. The plantain is my joy and my remembrance of Grenada almost every night. Even if he does a half for me, I say, make me my plantain. And he'll cut it up and fry it for me, and I'll eat that, sometimes with just some avocados. Bananas I eat every single day. Again, my grandfather. Back to my grandfather. You know, cutting the bananas, washing the bananas, shipping the bananas to England when I was growing up. So in the Caribbean, you learn that a good banana is a tacté banana.
What's a tacté banana?
A tacté banana is one that has, like, you know, freckles. Because each freckle represents another piece of the sweet part. But not to my daughter. It has to be half green. Child are you? You know, so this banana will always be sweeter than the greener ones to me. The green ones I cook and I eat, you know, but this is the ultimate. And I won't eat it today, but it will be in my smoothie with some acai because it's at the perfect sweetness. But not, my daughter would look at it and she'll scorn it. But you have to, you have to have all these sort of memories of things that make you happy. Happiness is ultimately up to you. And how you define it is in the things you surround yourself with and the people that you decide to keep in your life. You don't have to if they make you unhappy. I've learned that.
So you keep everything near and dear close, including your food.
Including my food. including my food.
But what's the difference in the tastes?
So this one is a little, this one has a little bit of, I don't know. I feel like it's a little more tart almost.
I've never actually
until it gets very, very, very
one.
sweet.
Okay.
And it's definitely more durable. The banana tends to get softer and softer faster as it gets older. But this actually gets better and better. And the Hispanics make, so the Caribbean, the Afro-Caribbean population make, to me, more use of the sweet plantain. And the Hispanic Caribbean, whether they're Afro-Hispanics or white Hispanics in the Caribbean, tend to use more of the green one. And they fry it green, pound it, do it again, and it's called tostones. And then they do that more with salt. And this one, you can, the Africans use this a lot. They do, they mix it with ginger and cinnamon. But I just like to peel, cut, fry, and go to town.
Well, let's say cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Thank you so much for coming to my home.